Wormer here, and welcome to my tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cute little spider in less than 10 minutes. Let's start a new one. Yes, beautiful. Get your ball. On the top right, there's another ball that says front and stuff. Click the front, just so you know where the front is. This is where we want the front of the spider to be. I'm saying front a lot. Anyway, drag around on the gray space. So you're kind of at a 3/4 view, then click Gizmo on the right side. Now we're going to pull on the blue circle and make a little oblong. There's going to be the spider's abdomen. I like it to be a little oblong. And then I'm also going to pull on the red dot. Make it just a little wide, big fat abdomen. Now, top left, click the folder, not the folder, the 3-dot things, and do add sphere. You've now got another sphere. In the middle top, click that circle, or you can click on Gizmo itself, and this activates the Gizmo. Now we're going to pull the blue arrow. This is the cephalothorax. Bugs have abdomen, thorax, and head, but spiders have something called a cephalothorax, which is the combination of the head and thorax. So, yellow circle to shrink it, and then I want it to be a little flat and long, so we're going to flatten it with the yellow. Lengthen it with the blue, and then we're just going to bring that down to about there. You can use an anatomical picture if you want, but we're just going to kind of wing it. And then click that. I'm also going to validate this. And now I'm going to grab my move tool, make sure symmetry is on, and I want to flatten the front a bit so our eyes show a little better. So tap there and just push it in. And it kind of left these two little bumps, so I'm going to push on a bump. Boop. And that's perfect. Still got a little ridge there, so I'm just going to push on that. Oops. Might be doing too much pushing. Oops. And then click on the right. That's kind of the shape I want. A little flat so the eyes show up better. Next, you're going to click tube, and then you're going to do front again. And then on the left, you click path. And we're going to start here at the middle. My girlfriend's helping. And then spider legs, they got a joint here, and then they go up. But we want the joints to actually have a good angle, so click that dot. See how I'm clicking the dot and it goes from curved to angled? You want the angle, you want that to connect to the body, that to be there. But then we want a joint there, angle that. And then I ran out of room, but we'll fix that. Basically, we want another joint there. And then spider bodies are pretty close to the ground, so we're just going to keep it right about there. And finally, hit that little green dot. Boop. There you go. You made a tube. Now I can zoom out and fix the proportions that I wanted. I think I want this leg to extend out a bit more. Always start basic and then add detail. And they come out just a bit like that. Great, that's good shape. Next, you're going to want to click the radius a couple of times, so all 3. And then we're going to thicken and thin it where we want. So we want the base of the leg to be pointy and thin and kind of go up into the body. Oops. I have snap on at the top. What snap does is it connects the dot I'm holding to whatever object is behind it. We don't want that, so I'm going to move it out. Click snap at the top, and now it goes through the model instead of onto the surface. Click bottom. I want this to be straight, so I'm going to put it right about there. Click front. I want it to go into the body a bit, so I'll do that. Next, I want the joints to not be as angular, so I'm going to add a second joint there. And do that for each one. Just a second joint. Second joint. Second joint. Now I want to thicken and taper it where we want. The leg starts out a bit thick. That's going to taper a bit as it heads down to the tip. Make sure the tip is nice and pointy.
Do spiders have thighs?
They have metatarsals and metacarpals and other things, but they do not really have thighs, I believe. I could be wrong. Spiders could have thick thighs. Who knows? But anyway, that is our first leg. Click mirror on the top middle part. Boop. Now you got 2 legs. Nasty. I think I'm going to thicken the legs just a bit more. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Okay, now, spiders need 8 legs, right? So, let's click our 3 dots for the list. the dot dots on the tube and then clone it. And now we'll click Gizmo on the right. You see Gizmo's kind of out of whack. I have the top selected. You can click bottom and top, and it should be straight down, but you see it's a little wompy. So on the left, click Pivot, and then click Center. Centers it on the object, and then click Align. This aligns it straight up and down. But first, make sure you click Pivot again before you interact with it. Now, blue arrow up, and our clone is right there. However, we kind of want to angle it, so click Pivot on the left again. Move your guy to near the center of the body. Click Pivot to unselect. And now move the green line so it angles out like that. I stole that from Bobby Duke. Sorry, man. I'll say it differently. Like that. Like that. There we go. But now I kind of want to move it more toward the center, so I'm going to go back to... Actually, I'm going to just move these legs down a bit. So I click that other leg. See, it's wampus, so go Pivot, Center, Align, boop. Pivot again, and now we can move that down. And then click that leg, and we're going to duplicate that one, clone. And again, Gizmo, Scallywampus, Pivot, Align, Center, and move that one up. Beautiful. Pivot again on the left. Move this guy to the base, center of that leg. Take off Pivot, and now we can angle him back. And I like to angle it pretty far back. But it's starting to touch the abdomen, so we'll get it right there. And then we'll move these guys down a bit so they're getting spaced. And then this guy, now see I want to angle him up a little more. So Pivot to move the Gizmo here. Unselect Pivot and rotate. Yeah, it's looking good. And then move it back closer to those guys. And now we need our 8th set of legs. So dot, 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 tube, clone, exit out of that, and now we can, I'll just move this guy and see how it looks. Not too bad. Move the green to angle him. Remember, click Pivot if you need to move this Gizmo somewhere, but it's looking pretty good. And now, here's the fun part. Move him around in 3D space. See how he looks. Spidery. It's looking great. However, spiders actually have a set of 10th legs called the pedipalps, which are right next to their fangs, and helps them grab their food to eat. So we are now going to clone this current leg again, but to go to the top, move it closer to the sides of the mouth. However, click the Gizmo on the right or at the top, and we need to shrinkify this. So we're just going to get shrinking, get rid of those dots by overlapping them, and then that's kind of what those look like. We're going to angle them out just a little bit. Yeah, not bad. But now we need the fangs, so clone those. And this one, I'm just going to start moving the dots over. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Go to the side view. See, the fangs are right up close to the front of the head, and they're angled very downward. Then the fangs themselves are angled in like that. So then go to the front and they're kind of close. So get them almost touching there. Whoops, that one got a little weird. So we're going to shrink that a bit. I don't know why it looks like that. That'll work for us. But just make those close there. And that's that. Yeah, it's looking a little fangy. Great. All right, circle. Add the sphere. Click the Gizmo. Bring it in. Click the mirror. Bring those down and change the size. And you've got a beautiful spider. Let's take a look-see there. Top left turntable. And that is how you make a spider real quick in Nomad Sculpt. Beautiful. Show me a picture of your spider. I need to just do